Welcome to the channel, guys. Got a 2001 F150. We got some transmission issues. Overdrive light is flashing. When we pull up to a stop sign, it will not shift down into first or second. It stays up in high gear. So when you leave the stop sign, it's just kind of trying to bog and jerk along. Didn't have any issues until this started. So we're going to put it up on the lift. We're going to check some wiring. I've got codes for shift solenoid B. Raining. I don't know if you can see that on camera. Doesn't look terrible. It's not super clear, but for the most part, that's pretty darn good. All right, get some pan bolts out of the way here. So Napa sent me this whole piece. It's got all the shift solenoids in it. I don't know why we got one nut on that stud. Let's find something that fits him. Probably have it right here. 10 millimeter. It looks like I gotta get that wires unplugged from up above, and there's literally no way to do that. So, recalculating. Let's see what we got here. You don't have to take all the bolts out, but it does help. Oh, there's fluid again. Well, I'm good at this making a mess on the floor thing. Back over here. There's all sorts of oil in there still. Alright, clean this stuff up a little bit. I don't know if this truck's ever had a transmission done on it or not, but it seems strong other than the shifting issue, so let's see if we can pull this girl back to life. If I do have to rebuild this transmission, I would have done this valve body solenoid bank anyways, so. Alright, seems I lost some footage. Before I installed the new part in the truck, I put these both side by side on the bench, and I ohmed them and I compared the differences between the two. I've lost that footage. The new part's in the truck, and I'm not going to dig it back out to do this, but basically, let's see if I can do this so you guys can see. I went pin to pin through this thing and watched the value on my ohm meter, and then I compared it to the other one. So if you don't have a book to go to, you can compare the two parts before you install it and just check every one of these connections and see what does it read, how much resistance is in there, because each one of these it's just a winding a wire inside a solenoid. So what I noticed was this plug right here is wiggly, and it shouldn't be. So the first time I went through the two parts, everything was the same, and then I noticed this plug and I moved it, and on a couple of these pins, see if I can do this, get these guys all in here. So if I get these in here just right, as I wiggle, I lose connection as I wiggle that. But if I hold it in the right spot, I've still got a connection. So that was enough for me to justify it's time for a new part. I can't take this apart to fix that. You know, if it was a solder joint on the back side or something, I could get the soldering iron out and fix that, but I can't get this apart to fix that. So 230,000 miles, it's time for a new solenoid bank. So all right, we got a plug up here that you guys can't see, but it plugs into that solenoid body up in there. Put a little bit of dielectric grease on it. This stuff saves your connections from getting corroded. I got that all cleaned it out with wire cleaner, and now, yep. So we got this guy. We're just gonna Try and fillet this out of the box. We'll put a little bit of oil on that guy and shove him up in there. He seems to go right into place. Guy at the parts house, it takes 5 quarts. I got 6. It's supposed to take like 5.5 quarts or something, so we're going to throw 5 in, fire it up, click it through the gears, and see how much more we need. Alright, I think we got it. That blinking overdrive light is gone, and appears to be wanting to shift into gear, so good sign. Make 6 for anybody counting. Alright, we're out 5 miles into a little test drive here. Everything's shifting perfect. The overdrive light has gone off. Basically on these Fords, your overdrive light will start flashing, and that means to tell you that you've got issues. So without getting super scientific, I took that valve body, well, it's a solenoid body. It's got all your shift solenoids in it, and took it and set it over on the bench next to the new one, grabbed my ohm meter, and instead of going to the book and finding every single little value, I just went pin to pin to pin and compared the 2 parts, and I had a discrepancy on one of the solenoids. And at that point I noticed that plug was a little bit loose, and if I wiggled that plug around, I could make the value change on the meter. So at that point, that one's junk. The truck's got 240,000 miles on it. Let's throw a new part on it and go. So at this point, I got a brand new solenoid block. I've got new pan gasket filter, new fluid, and we're driving perfect. So anyways, overdrive light quit flashing, and overdrive is back to working again.